I saw something that would have driven you crazy.
What? On TikTok?
No, in real life. This happened IRL.
What was it?
I was at the climbing gym.
Uh-huh.
And there was, the foam rollers?
Yeah, I know the foam rollers.
Well, I was working out and this guy comes out of the sauna. He's so wet and sweaty.
Uh-huh.
Like, you could see like the wet stains all over his shorts.
Okay.
And he just started, it was so gross. He was just like dripping everywhere. And then he grabbed a foam roller. He's shirtless. And he just started rolling out his back on the foam roller and being like really loud about it. And he was telling his friend he should do it. And his friend's like, oh, why? What's it all about?
His friend wasn't telling him that he was breaking?
No one was. Dude, I was literally going to like tell the front desk. I was like, this is so gnarly. And then someone from the front desk walked by and they like made a joke with him and stuff. And I was like, but then he got his friend on it. And his friend was like, oh, my shirt's catching on it. And so he took his shirt off and they're both just.
Oh, man. I don't use foam rollers, so.
I do. I thought I was the only one there who used them.
Yeah, no.
I think I'll foam roll at home from now on.
Yeah, you better. Wow.
Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning. Every day they're pounding it. Bitcoin. I'm not fucking leaving. Surprise.
Welcome to episode 8 of the Trillionaire Mindset. Check the disclaimer in the description before we get started. Oh boy, that foam roller talk really got me angry.
Yeah, I know. I knew it would piss you off.
There was a guy at the gym the other day. We go to the same gym. There was a guy there the other day who was so sweaty. He was just like dripping and going and climbing and then coming and doing pull-ups and going and climbing. And I almost wanted to be like, bud, just dab off.
Right.
Like, you can do that. You don't have to sweat everywhere.
That's kind of one of the problems with the climbing gym. There's some kind of gnarly.
Yeah, there's some crazy guys who love to take off their shirt and sweat everywhere.
At the one downtown, though, they put up a sign, no more...
Shirtless climbing?
Yes.
Good. It makes me feel bad about my body.
It's just... Yeah.
Speaking of bodies... Man, aren't we glad that William's not here anymore?
Oh, I feel so relaxed, but I've been like nervous that I was out to dinner this week. I'm like, he's going to pop up somewhere and just ruin.
He seems like the type to just pop up somewhere, especially now that he knows who we are.
I don't know where everyone keeps asking where he came from. All I know is he went to Stanford Business School.
Came from Stanford.
And he just
Did you not watch?
He just appeared. He's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
We said Stanford Business School too many times.
Yeah, don't say it again. If you say it literally one more time, he will pop up. He's not going to be here today. We had some people wanted to get your story still. I don't know why.
We're going to get to it.
Well, yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
If we have time. I don't know if we have time yet because we're already running out of time.
Right.
But we got this new set. Look at this. We got chairs.
We didn't even get to talk about it.
I know, last time.
We had him last time. I'm so relaxed.
Check this out, man. There's a recline. There's a recline feature somewhere. Oh, you pull it out. I don't know how to do it.
I don't either.
It reclines.
But it is more comfortable.
It's so much more comfortable, and you can do this.
We have these cool arms. I'll try to touch my mic less, but I can't promise anything because now I got this cool action.
Check this out.
Oh, that's
I can go like this. I can put my feet up on the desk right now. Oh, man. Yeah, isn't this enjoyable? Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I feel so good after all those profits I made flipping Rivian. When Rivian IPO'd and I traded it all the way up to $180.
Did you get out before it?
No, I didn't even trade it because I'm not going to participate in that mayhem. That's chaos.
Oh.
I will say this. There's someone, I forgot who. It might have been Chamath Palihapitiya, the billionaire guy who I don't like. But he made a good point. He said that a lot of people hate on Rivian because of how it's being traded. And he's like, that's wrong. You don't hate the company because of what the market is doing to the stock. It's not the company's fault, which is certainly a good point. Like it's not Rivian's fault that it doesn't say anything about them or their business plan or business model.
It
because
depends though. I also read, I think it was on Market Watch somewhere. They were basically calling all these like CEOs like carnival barkers, just like trying to pump their company. A lot of these companies have never even.
Was Rivian's CEO doing that?
No.
GM's was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is the thing about the stock market game is you've constantly got to beat and raise expectations. You're constantly trying to outperform the previous.
Yeah,
quarter.
I don't know if I'd feel super comfortable being in Rivian's position right now of trying to live.
Oh,
up to,
you've got at their height they were sporting $140 billion market cap valuation on $1 million in revenues.
Right.
$1 million. 1 single million.
Insane.
Yeah. It's
and everyone's going to be coming for him. We were just talking about Polestar.
Yeah, Polestar. That Polestar. So Polestar is an interesting one because they actually have like a business next to like Tesla. On the ranking of them, you got like Tesla and GM and Volkswagen. Everybody's making an electric car, but one that's kind of been under the radar is Polestar, which is an offshoot of Volvo.
Yeah, do you like them because they're a little Volvo sub brand?
Do I like them because they're Volvos?
Yeah.
I only like old Volvos because then when they got sold to like some...
Yeah, but you know what the problem with old Volvos is?
They break down?
And they leak all your oil out.
They leak all my oil out because that's what happened to me. Maybe.
No, but Polestar is interesting because they...
It's a SPAC right now.
Yeah. GGPI?
GGPI is the current symbol. I flipped some.
Good guys put in.
Good guy. No, it's like it's Gore's Guggenheim something company. But they're trading for like 13 and change.
But
I bought some this week.
With the Polestar 2, the Polestar 1, I don't even really... It's like $150,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think it's like a collector's item at this point.
That's insane.
There's only like 15,000 of them or something. But the Polestar 2 is going to be, a Model 3 competitor. It's I think without rebates and like tax refunds and stuff, it's like close to $60K. But it's with all that, it's in the 40s.
Do all electric cars still get rebates?
Yeah, I think so.
That's one thing that's one of the many things that's Polestar 2, the way electric cars should be, starting at 38.4.
But they're actually like doing okay in like,
I don't like that rear.
15 different markets. I think they've beat it kind of looks Volvo-ish.
Yeah, it does.
I think it beat the Model 3 in a couple different markets like.
Oh wow. In terms of like not performance,
like it sold,
but
it just sold it more.
One thing I like about Volvo, the old cars, and someone said it somewhere at some point, it was a car company run by engineers, but then it shifted to being run by accountants.
Boo.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't trust I drove a newer Volvo, an S90. I rented it and I hated it. It was terrible.
Why?
Because it just felt like there's just too many computer things. Give me the cassette deck.
Yeah, I think your problem is just that you haven't driven a car that is...
above 1990.
Yeah.
It's so long. Yeah. My car's in 1989.
Oh, it's all weird. It's got screens in here.
Yeah. People hit their head on my surf rack all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Cut off a piece of scalp. That's mine. That's what I take.
Yeah.
Got to give a little tease for the next, maybe not this next episode, but the one after. Man, I think we're shooting for the next episode. We're going to do a credit card. A lot of people.
About the credit cards.
I'm the credit card guy. I'm like big into. I've collected hundreds of thousands, probably well over 1 million or 2 million points across multiple cards. And there's a lot of things that a lot of friends have asked over the years that it's heartbreaking, where they're like, doesn't that hurt your credit score? And there's just a lot of rookie questions that I would love to just get out in one definitive place. So we're going to be doing that. And there's going to be some special stuff.
Yeah. We'll pool all of Ben's credit card knowledge just in time for the holidays.
Yeah. There's drama. There's controversy. There's nudity. There's...
nudity?
Yeah, there's nudity.
Okay.
There's nudity involved in this episode. I'm not kidding. So we're gonna... I'm just teasing that out, I guess. What am I doing? I don't know.
Come back. Come back.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. It's exciting this week. You know why?
Yeah.
Or the last couple weeks?
Yeah, I know why.
Why?
What? No, what did you say?
13F filings are out. They're due.
13F.
The 13F filing for the uninitiated is a required form for institutional investors with assets over $100 million, and they're required to be filed with the SEC 45 days within 45 days after every quarter. And what is a quarter? You know, the year is divided into 4 quarters: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August,
My
September.
man's out here explaining years. You guys ever heard of months?
Y'all ever heard of months? Some people might not know. You never know. You get the random person who's like, okay, you started talking about quarters, but I don't know what quarters are.
I think we could leave the quarters people behind.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We should leave them behind.
The Discord is going fucking crazy.
We don't have a Discord.
No, we do. One guy says, "What's the F stand for?" Fuck.
I don't know what the F stands for. I don't think it stands for anything.
It doesn't.
Or why the 13?
It's just
code
SE
words.
code.
Yeah. They've got all sorts of
There's a
different
13A,
forms. There's
B,
13
C,
Ds,
D.
Gs. But what's exciting is you get to see what a lot of these hedge fund people and hedge funds and just what the big cats are doing.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Trade Coffee. We get almost everything delivered to us these days, don't we?
We sure do.
Why should coffee be any different?
Why should it?
Let Trade bring the best coffee right to your front door. Trade's goal is to make every cup of coffee your best ever.
The journey to your perfect cup starts with taking their coffee quiz. Do you use a French press? Automatic drip? Are you a cold brew person? No problem. Your answers will allow Trade to pair you with the perfect coffee to fit your taste. Trade will match you to coffees you'll love from over 400 craft coffees and will send you a freshly roasted bag as often as you'd like.
Trade guarantees you'll love your first match. On the off chance you don't, they'll replace it with a different bag for free. Give feedback as you sip. As your preferences evolve, your coffee matches will too. You can feel good about each cup since Trade partners with 55 plus small US-based roasters who are committed to ethical and sustainable sourcing.
For our listeners right now, Trade is offering your first bag free and $5 off your bundle at checkout. To get yours, go to drinktrade.com/Trill and use promo code Trill. Take the quiz to start your journey to the perfect cup. Won't you? That's drinktrade.com/Trill. Promo code Trill for your first bag free and $5 off your bundle. Enjoy. So the recent ones that came out are for the quarter ending September 30th of this year. And we wanted to go through a bunch of them. The first
Do you
is,
find these helpful as a trader? Because you're getting them late, right? You're getting them 45
yeah,
days
you're getting them 45 days later.
You're not
So
getting
for
to
all
see
you know,
their moves.
yeah, for all you know, a lot of these people have changed their positions.
Right.
You really can't tell, and I think there are services. That's one thing about Kathy Woods, who we mentioned last week, the Tesla Hyper Super
ARC
Bowl.
lady.
Yeah, the ARC lady. You can sign up for ARC's daily. They send out a daily email blast of all of their positions that they've bought and sold that day.
Damn.
But it's after they send it after market, like after the extended hours, so that you can't trade on it. But nobody really trades on that information. But yeah, it's helpful because you get to kind of see.
Right.
You can start to track the performance of certain funds, and you can copy their moves if you're so inclined. It's not a guarantee of any kind of performance, but I just thought it'd be interesting to look through. The first is the largest.
Yeah, we'll find out.
The stocks with the largest % increase in shares held. Let's pull that up. Oh boy! So number one on the list is Lucid, which is it's another Tesla competitor. Those cars look kind of cool. I would buy a Lucid.
Also, I think it was Lucid. They have, or was it Lucid? I think they've got a crazy long battery.
Really?
I think they claim to have said that their tech has they could do like a 400 or 500 mile.
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
Because with the Polestar, they were like, we did it. No more worrying about recharges, and they were like, we boast up to 250 miles. I was like, that's not that much.
Yeah. It's interesting that more and more it seems like people are closing the moat that Tesla has, so to speak. That's what moat is, a term that you all know from like medieval times and whatnot. It's not just a swamp with alligators anymore. It's the thing that differentiates a company from its competitors and gives it space. And Tesla used to be like the one. And what is it? The Lucid Air has 517 miles of
that's
EP estimated
crazy
range from test of a prototype. So that's,
So they haven't actually delivered on that.
No, not yet.
Yeah. But that's wild.
Yeah. And as of today, actually, as of this recording, Apple, it's basically official that they're coming out with a car.
They're making an ugly ass car.
They're making, we don't know what the car looks like yet, but in 2025, they're going to have their own car. And Tesla stock took a hit on it. A small hit, but it makes you wonder, like, did Elon Musk know before? Somebody always knows. There was like stuff going on in the options market for Apple leading up to it, and it's at all-time highs now. It's just
Well, they've been talking about the Apple car for a long time.
yeah, but it's always just been rumors, and now it's actually
No, they
coming
were
out
like
again.
partnered with Kia for a while. Like they've been making moves on it.
But then they terminated that.
They
partnership.
terminated it, and then they were like, "We're doing just automated. What is it called? Self-driving cars."
Self-driving, yeah.
But they've been talking about it forever.
Yeah, well, that rumor now is apparently a reality because I think at one point Tim Cook, the CEO, like dispelled it by saying, yeah, we're not. We're just kind of, we file patents all the time for things and just in case, but it makes sense. But anyway, these Lucid is the number one stock that had an increase in 13F filers. There's now as of September 30th, 248 qualified institutions with over $100 million in assets hold this thing. They had a 6,443% increase in ownership, and the aggregate market value of that is $28.8 billion. The next one is something called CCC Intelligent Solutions Holdings. It's a finance company. I don't know what the hell that is. Ginkgo Bioworks.
You got to get in on Ginkgo.
You got to get in on Ginkgo, baby. DNA. Oh, I bet they're proud to own
And
that.
wait,
ticker
what do you
symbol.
see below that?
Pinterest.
Pinterest, baby. Pinterest always bounces back.
But I don't know why that became a meme with you. The Pinterest.
I got all
back.
my shit tied up in Pinterest.
I don't understand how Pinterest even works. I just know that when I Google something and do image searches, sometimes it shows me Pinterest, and
That's because you're not a 31-year-old woman who works in PR who's planning a wedding.
touche.
But it's a pretty lucrative market we're cornering.
It sounds like it. The aggregate market value of those shares is $21.1 billion. 710 people, groups, whatever funds hold that thing. The next one is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. I love this symbol, VOO, VOO.
Boo.
And the next one is the SPY. Everybody owns the SPY. 2,588 funds own the SPY. Shocking. Palantir is the next one, which is such a weird one. A bunch of Reddit dorks like that thing, and I just think it's a piece of crap. I personally don't like it.
Why?
Because it's got such a... When it's just... Everybody's like hyping it. Oh, it's going to be the next GameStop, and it's blah, blah, blah. But it's got like a... I don't know. It's such a bloated valuation relative to what their growth trajectory is. And I don't know. I'd screw Peter Thiel. And isn't it like a weird one? Isn't
the name of the game bloated valuations right now, though?
It sure is.
I actually saw on, it was, was it last week you were saying, like, I don't see how this is ever coming down. And I was joking about, like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who said that. I was on some Reddit post, someone had said, like, basically what you said, like, how is this ever going to come down? Like, it just keeps going up and up. And then some guy was like, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 63. And you probably weren't investing, and he listed all these years, like 1973, 19. And he was like, you know what happened in all those years? A correction. And he's just like, I don't know when it's coming. If I did, I'd have a lot more money, but it always comes.
Those guys say that, but the thing is, the market is it's worlds apart from the 70s, the 80s, the dot-com boom. And part of it is the derivatives market, the options market. And there's a thing I want to share with you later, but a lot of it is driven by options now.
We'll
like
see,
back
Ben.
then it was barely a blip out there, but now it's like bigger than the market itself. It's all option stuff, and it just becomes this feedback loop. It's annoying. It pisses me off.
We'll see.
Then rounding out the list is something, I don't know, Kimco Realty Group. The chart actually looked pretty good on that one. I liked it. KIM. Then an oil energy thing, and then another real estate. I think it's a REIT, a real estate. No, it's not. It's a real estate management and development company called Vici Properties. Hope it's not Avicii. That guy's dead.
Jesus. I think it's his family. They put all of his
Avicii?
royalties into real estate.
A bunch of friends made fun of me in my Twitter chat because the day he died, I just wrote, damn, Avicii died. And then one guy repeated it, and then everybody just said, damn, Avicii died. Then someone renamed the chat to, damn, Avicii died.
Wow.
I didn't know anything about him. I just knew that he, like...
Remember when Tiesto, that viral...
Did he die?
No.
Oh.
That I mean, maybe by the time this comes out.
Wait, was it the George Floyd thing?
Yeah.
Oh, where he's like, okay, we're
dancing
going
on a rooftop. He's like, this one goes out to George Floyd's family, and then. It's like,
It was so tone deaf. It's like the height of COVID, so nobody's there, and he's on the rooftop. Okay, this one goes out to George Floyd family. We care about you so much.
And it's not like he's playing like Candle in the Wind. It's just like doof, 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 doof. This one's for George Floyd.
I was totally just channeling my favorite Noel bit ever, which is him doing the impression of the Dutch flight attendant when he was like flying to Amsterdam. I love it so much. It's part of the intro credits to the TMG show. Fasten your seatbelt and get ready for the bass.
This is a new segment we call Noel's Fan Club.
I love you, Noel. Okay, then the next one we had the top 10 holdings by value. I wanted to go over this real quick because it's exactly what you would expect. You got Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Visa, JP Morgan, Nvidia, and Tesla. Shocking. But look how much at Microsoft they hold. All these 3,800 funds own Microsoft at an aggregate market value of $1.44 trillion.
Damn.
They own like all of it, which is at once like cool if you're
Explain
in it.
this Alphabet
What?
Class A and Class C.
I mean, all I know is that it used to just be Google, and then they changed to Alphabet as like a holding company as a way to like segregate their businesses because they're regressive. They're not progressive at all.
And so now they've got two different.
They've got, I think, 3 different because there's Class A and Class C, which, I mean, I would think that there's a Class B. I should really be more knowledgeable about this, but you got the different classes because each one does a different thing.
That's
but they're roughly the same.
I put you on the spot.
They're roughly the same thing. Yeah, I don't know what
you
the
got
hell's
Visa.
going
Did
on.
you hear the thing about Amazon in the UK is not going to take
MasterCard?
No, Visa.
Really?
Yeah, because of their high fees. Just the credit cards. You can still use debit and
Visa has Visa doesn't have. American Express is the one with the notoriously high fees.
We should save it for the credit card stuff anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
But on the like Chase Sapphire and stuff, they've got pretty high.
Huh. Oh, we got a little thing pulled up here about understanding Google versus Google. There's a third type of share, Class B, that is true, which are held by founders and insiders that grant 10 votes per share. Class B shares cannot be publicly
The Class
traded.
A is their common stock.
Yeah,
Class
and the Class
C,
C, meaning that these shares.
Yeah, but they
Class
have
C,
they have no voting rights.
Yeah, the Class A shares, GOOGL is the symbol, has typical one share, one vote structure.
So
and
if
then
you're a Goog, you get no vote.
yeah, if you're Goog, which is the Class C, GOOG, you got no voting rights, man. You can't vote for anything. But honestly, you're not going to have any say.
Right.
Your 2 shares are going to, excuse me, I don't think that what are you going to be voting on?
Did you see the article about like 89 yeah.
You spit it out, man.
I'm fucking trying. You're looking at me
Did
crazy.
you see the Hey, did you see the article about hang on, I got to take a sip.
Just give
No,
me
it's crazy.
give me 1 second. I'm asking for 1 second to get it out.
All right, I'm looking at my watch again. Did I see the article?
The top 10% of stockholders, like the richest top 10%, own 89% of the stock.
Of Google?
No, of all the stocks.
Oh, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
The rich get richer, man.
No, yeah. It's just funny when it's like to think like, oh, damn, I won't be able to vote.
Yeah.
You're going to be.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, voting really matters for you. JP Morgan's, God, they're just a beast. I love my Chase Sapphire card.
Save it.
Yeah, I'll save it. All right, the next one, we want to look at the losers next. Here are all the. These are the stocks that were dumped the most. Number 1 is Do You International.
Do you want to dump this stock?
It's a Chinese stock. The Chinese companies got hit hard this year because Okay, so here's the thing, and I know that this is going to sound kind of messed up, but it's not. It's a fact. Chinese companies that list on American exchanges have notoriously had a credibility issue where some of them just willfully don't file audited financials.
You're saying Chinese people famously don't follow the rules.
I did not say that.
That's what I'm hearing over
No,
here.
I said that So you'll find companies that have like $100 million market cap, and then you look at their revenues and it's like $50 billion in revenues, no debt, and like $200 billion in cash, and you're like, okay, clearly something is afoot here. That it's a fact. It happens.
It's a fact.
And so the Chinese government used to be cool with it. They were just like, yeah, they turned the other cheek. But they recently were cracking down on all this and are really tightening the requirements and whatnot for filing. And hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank the sponsor of today's episode, NordVPN. Ooh, we finally got it. Why do you need a VPN? A good VPN service provides you a secure encrypted tunnel for online traffic to flow. Nobody can see through the tunnel, get their hands on your precious online data, or find your real IP address and location.
NordVPN is the best VPN if you're looking for peace of mind when on public Wi-Fi. Securely access personal information or work files, encrypt your internet connection, and keep your browsing history and online identity private. I love VPNs.
They're so cool. You feel so safe.
I love going to the airport, getting on that Boingo Wi-Fi, and then I'm just cruising my personal documents.
And you don't have to worry about anybody sneaking into your bank account and stealing all $500,000.
I'm waiting for my car at the car wash. I'm using their weird Wi-Fi. I don't care.
You use it to watch foreign Netflix if you're traveling.
I use VPNs because of all of my personal documents on my phone.
Yeah, well, you keep everything on your phone nowadays, which is why I use VPN, because you got to keep it secure, right?
Right.
You got all your passwords in there, your banking stuff.
Tunnel for all my traffic, and no one can see through it.
Yeah, that's the brilliant thing about it. Do you use Windows at work, Mac OS at home, and Linux for your special projects? Well, guess what? You'll enjoy online privacy and security on every platform. There's a NordVPN application for Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, Linux, and even Android TV. Oh, and also encrypted proxy extensions for Chrome and Firefox. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time.
Grab NordVPN Cyber Month deal. Go to nordvpn.com/Trill or use code Trill to get up to 73% off your NordVPN plan, plus a bonus gift. That's nordvpn.com/Trill or use code Trill to get up to 73% off your NordVPN plan, plus a bonus gift.
Anyway, but do you is the ticker symbol.
What?
The ticker symbol is DOYU, and they are an
No, DOUYU.
DOU. No, DOYU.
DOUYU.
No,
the ticker symbol. Jesus Christ. This is like the fucking lore.
My brain hurts. So I believe they're an educational company. There was a lot of controversy with Chinese education stocks because a lot of Chinese parents and just students, college students, go to these tutoring services to supplement their education, and it's big business over there. And that's one of the big ones that they crack down on. And I believe that
what
is one, but it dropped. It had a 97.82% drop in portfolios holding it. Now only 1.65% of portfolios out there hold it, and the stock took an absolute ass whooping from like I don't know, 50s down to just $1 or $2. Next one is some health biotech company. That's why biotechs are dangerous, because you never know. That one had an 88% drop. Doximity, I don't know what the hell that is. Here's another one. This GSX Tech Education GOTU was another one, another Chinese one. Next one, I owned this stock, and I'm pissed off because I made a bunch of money on it, and then I gave back a good chunk. It was called Mohawk Group, and they changed their name to Atarian, ATER, and they had a big drop from 11.84% holders to 2.23. Stock just got absolutely beat. They're like an Amazon aggregator. They buy brands that sell well on Amazon, and then they like automate the entire supply chain, and then just keep buying companies, and it's weird. But it's an interesting business model, and they're not alone in it.
Doesn't Amazon kind of do that?
They do, but they can only do it to an extent because a lot of their marketplace is reliant on third-party sellers, and that's what Atarian is. And there's one called Thrasio, TH.
Yeah, but doesn't Amazon just find what
Yeah,
does
but
well
they
and
don't.
then make their own.
They do, but it's to a much smaller
Amazon
extent than you would
basics.
think, because it actually it can hurt them if they keep doing that. Because third-party business is like 80% or something of their sales. Like it's not in their best interest to just eat everybody's lunch.
I went to a restaurant the other day and I was so shocked. I picked up my knife and it just said Amazon Basics on it. I was like,
serious?
this is wild.
That's depressing.
I know, it's just weird.
Jeffy B, man, get out of my restaurants. You had another Eargo. I don't know what the hell Eargo is. But
Ergo.
the ticker symbol is ear. Fibergen is one. I'm familiar with that one. I don't know what they do, but and then a couple other ones. Who cares? They're just
Who
people
cares?
dumped them.
Stock did
They're
bad.
losers. Stay away from
They're
the losers. The big losers.
Good
And I will
morning
say
to all the
this. I want to
losers.
say this about losers.
Say
in
it.
fact.
Go off.
So many people buy stocks that are on their way down because people don't want to buy stocks that are going up because it feels weird to them, because you're like, I'd rather buy the cheap one. They're losing for a reason. They're dumping for a reason.
Yeah, but then every time I tell you I'm going to buy this stock going up, you're like, you're buying the top, you're buying the top.
Well,
and
you
then
bought-
it goes up, up, up,
That's
up.
a different one. That's
No.
the Trump one you're talking about.
Let
And
me
yeah,
get in with Donnie Boy.
with your $17 or something you were going to buy. You were going to buy like half a share.
Yeah.
And you would have made money.
I was going to get in, get out, buy some other stuff. I got a plan.
I got something to say about losers.
Put it back in Pinterest.
Put it all on Pinterest. Here's the thing about losing stocks. They consume you. If you do not have a plan to dump your losers, you are going to end up stuck in a codependent, toxic relationship, which we've all been in. We've all had that boyfriend or girlfriend that we should have broken up with a long time ago. And the same thing holds true with stocks, where they're like, I'm going to change, and you believe them, and then the stock starts to go up and you're like, oh, I believe them, and then the rug gets pulled and it makes a new low and you're like, oh, but you said that you were going to change, and they don't, and you lose more, and they just take from you, and they take and they take,
I feel like you're working through something.
and
and maybe
they cheat on you,
we don't have
brother.
to put through the listeners through this. It honestly feels very like crypto. You ever like go on crypto Reddit and they're always just like, it's always just buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip.
And they've been right.
Right.
If you were talking about Ethereum and Bitcoin.
And someone had a funny like, well, what happens if it goes down to like whatever? And they were like, just keep buying the dip.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong. There's
Yeah,
only
no, it
21
works.
million Bitcoins.
It works.
A popular refrain I see is that, if every single billionaire or every millionaire bought one Bitcoin, or maybe it is billionaire.
Work it out.
There's not enough Bitcoins out there for even just every millionaire to own just one. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's taking them so long. Set up a wallet and buy one of the damn things. If you like it so much, why don't you marry
Yeah.
Michael Saylor?
Get
Come
a
on the
room.
podcast.
Tyler Winklevoss.
Yeah, Tyler Winklevoss.
And your weird brother.
Yeah. Do you think they
Carrie?
kiss? I bet they kiss each other.
What's his brother's name? Cameron.
Cameron. I'm Cameron Winklevoss.
Do you think Bitcoin's going to hit
Yes.
100K by the end of the year?
I
like they
think
said?
Bitcoin. Look,
We only got like 6
a good
weeks.
a good thought exercise is, in 5 years, do you think it's going to be worth less or more than it is now?
I asked you a question.
No, but I'm asking you now.
Answer my question.
Yes.
You
to
think
whatever
it'll hit
you ask.
100K before
End
the
of the year? No, I don't think it's
Oh.
going to be 100K before the end of the year.
All right.
Remember that guy who died? John, not Avicii, but John McAfee?
Yeah.
He died. And
Well, they say he killed himself, but before he died, he said, if they say I killed myself, I didn't kill myself.
No. Well, yeah, but a few years ago, he had predicted that Bitcoin that year would hit 100 grand, and if it didn't, he would eat his penis on live television. And it didn't happen, and of course, he was like, well, I didn't mean that.
That guy's insane.
He was totally insane. He had a great voice, though. Did you ever hear him
yeah.
talk?
Yeah,
That
every
man-
year at the
He screwed up.
at the Libertarian National Convention.
Oh, yeah, the libertarians. Oh, God bless you, libertarians. So we got some honorable mentions just to go back to the stocks. Roblox just hit all-time highs, pissing me off. 61%
right
of
off.
institutions were buyers in the third quarter. The top 5 buyers alone bought 22 million shares. Jesus Christ. Jesus H. Honorable mentions, the metaverse winners also. Unity, which doubled since August. NVIDIA, AMD. These things just keep going up.
So why don't you buy?
Because I don't want it.
You like winners.
I like winners. We all like winners, and we hate the losers. We curse the losers. These are the Chads of the stock world. They're just yoked and going to the gym and stealing your girl.
Rolling out on a foam roller with no shirt on.
Yeah, with no shirt on, sweating all over the damn place, stinking up the joint,
getting
if
his
you will.
friend in on it.
It's annoying to me, though, because like the metaverse is still so far out there, and I know that the temptation is strong to buy a lot of these stocks now, but it remains to be seen, A, what the metaverse is going to even look like, B, who the actual winners are going to be, and C, how that's going to actually affect their bottom line. So I'm just happy to I'll wait and see how things shake out. I'm not going to chase it.
Yeah, I saw people were talking about buying, you know how people are buying land in the metaverse?
Yes, Decentraland.
Yeah. And someone was just like, is it incredibly stupid for me to spend all this money on this virtual land? And this guy read this response and was just like, basically wrote how incredibly stupid it would be for him to
not buy it.
No, for him to buy it.
Uh-huh.
And then he was like, but because of how stupid it is, I would say it's probably going to rocket to the moon. You should buy it.
That's the thing.
I know.
Everything that's the dumbest thing.
The stupidest thing.
Remember
is what's
Cum
gonna
Rocket?
happen.
Cum Rocket.
What's that?
There was a cryptocurrency called Cum Rocket, and the currency was called Cummies. It rocketed.
Of course.
It just shot up.
Yeah.
People are bored, man. People need something to do, and they're degenerate gambles. Airbnb was another one that touched all-time highs with $124 billion market cap and just under 40 million shares bought in the third quarter. I'm so mixed on Airbnb. I've only had lukewarm to bad experiences.
With actual Airbnbs or the stock?
Airbnbs, yeah. I haven't touched the stock. You know you want to hear the story of my very first?
Airbnb used to be, honestly, I used to if you did it in the early days, it was very, at least it felt like it was people who had one rental and they would put it up there and they were super involved and
in the whole process.
Yeah, and you would meet them and they would let you into their house. And I was like, this is great. This was so nice.
Yeah.
And now pretty much any Airbnb I've done in the past couple years, you don't even see the person. There's just a weird lock. It's just this weird
it's a business.
Empty. Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost makes me want a hotel.
Hotels are better, and in many cases now they're cheaper.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Hawthorne. Let's talk personal care. Can we talk personal care for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before I found Hawthorne, my grooming routine was a ton of trial and error. It was an absolute mess.
Boy, you're telling me, buddy.
A march of drugstore products that left my skin and hair feeling like it deserved more. Now my skin and hair are looking their best. This is the best I can do, by the way. Thanks to Hawthorne. Hawthorne is a premium men's grooming brand that makes it easy to be your best, confidently with elevated skin care and hair care essentials that work for you as an individual.
Hawthorne believes it should be simple for you to find and use high-quality products. So they went ahead and built a quiz based on data from hundreds of thousands of customers to recommend products for your body chemistry, skin type, hair type, and lifestyle. So check out how Hawthorne can elevate your personal care. Let them recommend a face cleanser and moisturizer that will make for a truly custom routine. Throw in your personalized eye cream and conditioner to add that extra luxury to your morning. And of course, find your perfect cologne.
Hawthorne is always focused on making sure you look and feel your best for whatever comes your way. Plus, they're constantly working with the master perfumers at Givaudan, so you know everything will smell amazing. To get started, build your personal profile by taking Hawthorne's quiz. They ask things like, what's your drink of choice? What's the dress code at your office?
You know, when I took that test, that quiz, it was pretty easy and quick.
And
the questions were very simple, straightforward. It's not there's no tricks about it.
It was lots of fun. It's not invasive.
Yeah.
It's
because a lot of guys are embarrassed about this kind of thing.
Right.
And you shouldn't be. You should be, take care of yourself.
At the end of the quiz, you'll view customized products tailored to your body, skin, hair, and lifestyle.
Hawthorne stands by their customers, so if you're not completely satisfied, they'll retailer your products for free based on your feedback and pay for the shipping. So there's truly no risk. Elevate your personal care today by taking Hawthorne's quiz. Go to hawthorne.co and use promo code TRILL to get 10% off your first purchase. That's HAWTHORNE.co. Promo code TRILL. Hawthorne.co. Promo code TRILL. My first experience with Airbnb was awful. It was in Brooklyn. I was going there for a week-long trip, and I found this woman's, she was a brand new listing. She had like one review, and it was 5 stars, and it was like $60 a night, and I thought, hot diggity, okay, I'll take this. I meet her at night. We like met on the street, and she walked me back to her place. She's like in her 40s, nice lady. And this is like, I don't know, 7 years ago now. But we get to the place. She shows me the apartment. She says, all right, she had like, it was one of those apartments where it's broken up. Like one hall had, you go up the stairs in the building, and it's like, I had the one apartment, and then outside was like a auxiliary room that she had. But I had the whole thing to myself. She leaves, and I'm like, God, I gotta pee. I gotta pee so bad. So I go into the bathroom. I open up the toilet seat, and in the toilet, just by itself, was a turd. And it was striking to me. I was like, what's off about this? Oh, there's no toilet paper in the toilet with the turd. It's just the poop by itself. So I'm thinking, okay, someone pooped, didn't wipe, and didn't flush, and just got up and left. Is it this woman? Like, am I in a freak's house? So I just took it upon myself to pee onto the poop, and then I flushed it. And that's
the worst part? That's not
no, the worst part, I then go into the bedroom.
Get to it already.
The bedroom had no windows, which is also very jarring. So I was scared to death because it's a room without windows, and I there was a lamp, and I just like put a T-shirt over the lamp to give it just enough light for me to feel safe and secure.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
But then the bedroom door had a little like cat door hole, just a hole in it. And I was mortified sleeping there because every time I'd hear the slightest thing, I would open my eyes, and my vision would shoot straight to the hole in the bottom of the door. And I kept expecting to just see a little face in there. It was just an all-around bad experience. So I left the next day, and I just didn't, I just told her, I'm going to stay with a friend. Can I have a refund? And she said, no, you can't, and did not give me a refund. I didn't even bring up the turd. I should have said, lady, there was a piece of crap in your toilet.
That doesn't seem refundable.
The turd?
No, well, kind of none of it. It doesn't seem horrible.
Yeah, she didn't disclose that there were no windows, and that's a big no-no. You have to disclose that. That's like a rule.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't say that, hey, we got a bedroom here and there's no effing windows.
I don't know. Yeah, we got to move on.
That's not legally a room. Ugh.
That's a room. I'm not
Pissing me off. Let's look at the top funds, shall we? Let's start with Michael.
We can't go through all these.
No, but I want to look at the Scion is. Do you know who Scion is? It's Michael Burry. That's Mr. Glass Eye.
Don't call him that.
Well, that's what he's known for. He's not known for that. He lost like 35% or something on his Tesla short. He also lost on his ARK short. And he just holds a bunch of boring crap.
Exactly.
CVS.
That's kind of the whole point. All these dudes.
Lockheed Martin. He owns prisons?
No, Lockheed Martin is.
No, but Geo. He owns Geo Group. And CXW, I think, is. Damn. What's he thinking?
I think he's seeing the way the world is going. He's like, we're going to need more prisons, more bombs.
He's a freak. But he had 11% of his portfolio in Google calls, which. Very smart, but anyway, screw him. All right, well, not screw him. He's probably a very fine person. What else we got? Citadel. Everybody hates Citadel, and unsurprisingly, a lot of their stuff is just options positions. I want to just focus on like right up. Those three: the top buys, the top sells. They dumped Nvidia calls and puts, so they probably had like spreads, which is where you buy one at a certain strike price and sell one at another. You don't care. Who cares? Spy, they own a bunch of that crap. And Google, everybody owns the same stuff. It's all AMD, Tesla, Spy.
Right. I think that was the looking through them. You these are like the top funds, and you're like, oh man, these guys are really watching everything. They know the tea leaves, but they're just holding It's so boring.
It really is.
It's Apple, it's CVS, it's Google,
and if you own
Facebook, and you're just like, oh, yeah, Berkshire Hathaway is killing it. They own 6% of Apple.
Yeah, and if you own $10 billion worth of something, a 2% bump in it gives you, how much is that? 2% of 10 billion.
So that,
200 million?
How helpful can these be when, it's like, what are you going to do? Get in on fucking Apple and Amazon?
Well, it still pays a dividend. Scroll up just a little, please. I want to see how many assets under management does Citadel have? $244 billion under management from these schmucks. Or is that trillion? No, that's billion. Who's next? Bailey Gifford. Bailey Gifford they're like a really famous one that people follow. So like these are the top 10, not the top, some of these are the top 10, but some of them are just ones that I wanted to see. They got Dexcom, which is a diabetes stock. Not a bad bet if you're betting on like the future of America. If
Jesus,
if diabetes, hey, a lot of people are diabetic.
Yeah, I didn't realize how. I saw like a global map of
diabetes.
No, obesity.
Oh,
we're so fat.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of crap out there. We got a lot of bad crap.
It's crazy.
Have you had a Big Mac?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't had one in a long time, buddy. I'm fiending for one of them.
Right
Macs. Now? Yeah, right now.
It's 9 in the goddamn
When am
morning.
I not wanting a Big Mac? Bailey Gifford's cool. I think that they're interesting. They just they're not that. I don't know if they're aggressive. I can't remember who's aggressive. Some of these people are very aggressive. They owned a bunch of Moderna though. Tesla, Illumina, I don't know what that. Mercado Libre is an interesting one that they own. That's like the Brazilian, South American Amazon. Not like the Amazon jungle, which is in Brazil.
Yeah, that's the Brazilian Amazon jungle.
Yeah, that's the real Brazilian Amazon.
For now.
Mercado Libre is that thing's at like $1,700 a share or something, and just a few years ago it was like, $20. I didn't know what the hell it was. What?
What's Amazon at?
Amazon's at as of now like $36.50 or something like that. Pisses me off. I had some call options in it this week and I didn't hold on long enough and I left like 10 grand out there because I'm a stupid idiot. What's next? Tiger Global. Who cares about him? What's Soros? Ooh, let's see what the puppet master's doing.
George Soros?
I wanted to pull this up because he's only managing $5.4 billion. And I say only because relative, that's but a pittance compared to...
Yeah, but he's got other things to do. He's running Democratic ops. He's
got to get everybody their bus tickets to go to...
He's doing fake school shootings. And
Yeah. What nefarious things does he own? Ooh, Nuance Communications. Ooh, he's got GM call options. Ooh, spooky. D.H. Horton. Ooh, spooky. He's got Liberty Broadband Corporation. That's to control the media. And tell them he's old. Have you seen this guy's eyes?
Yeah, he's not looking great. He's like
you would think with some of that money he would pay a cosmetic surgeon to fix his little eye testicles.
No, there's something nice about being so rich that it's just like okay to be grotesque.
Is that's nice?
Yeah.
Like the guy, like that rich cowboy guy who is at every like Laker game and basketball game.
I don't know.
You don't know who that is? There is a billionaire. This guy dresses like he's always got on a cowboy hat. He's a really he said here's George Soros, the picture of him we just pulled up. He is such a ghoul. He's knocking on death's door. You can't look at that guy and tell me that he doesn't drink
He's
the blood.
so old though.
Oh, I know.
I feel bad just dunking on an old dude. Of course he looks like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Look
You
at
got
that,
to see
two
this
young
other
bloods.
guy. Can we Google like
Google young George Soros. Let's see what he has going on.
Hot George, sexy George Soros. Busty George Soros.
Google George Soros baddie.
I am curious what he looks like. Oh, he looks the same.
That looks like it's about 1975 and he looks exactly the same.
Do you know how George Soros really like the big thing that he did that really like put him out there? He shorted the British pound, I believe, and made like $1 billion.
Oh yeah,
$1 billion in like a day. Him and one of the guys that we'll get to, who's my favorite trader personally, Stan Druckenmiller. I think Druckenmiller called him up. It was Druckenmiller's idea. and he said, "Hey, I noticed something about this British pound, man. It's not looking too good. I think it's about to tank." And he said, "I think I'm going to do X number of dollars." And George Soros said, "Why would you stop there? Let's max this thing out. Let's do triple that thing, baby." And Stan Druckenmiller said, "Well, okay." And then they did. And now they control the global elite or whatever.
Now look at him.
Can we see the cowboy? I got to show Emil this cowboy. He's a bit. Just Google.
Let's move on to other stuff.
You don't want to see
the
the
cowboy? Gonna be worth it?
He
Let me
wears
see him.
like.
If it's just a guy in a cowboy hat,
No. He wears like bejeweled cowboy hats and really
still
high
not getting
pants.
sold.
He's got long legs and long gray hair, and he looks like, you know who he looks like? Who's the other dead guy? Running down a dream.
Tom Petty.
He looks like Tom Petty, but if Tom Petty were a ghost.
Let's go. Let's move on.
Okay.
Fuck. You can show me after.
I'll show you after. He's really something. He's always hanging out with models.
We got audio listeners. They don't want to. They don't want to spend 5 minutes of you.
I wish you could see it. I wish you guys could see this
and then there's
cowboy.
just no payoff for
Yeah.
them. I go, oh
Well,
yeah,
there
does
he is.
kinda
There's
look
a
like
photo
Tom
of-
Petty with a bejeweled hat.
Yeah. What are the other funds that we've got? Just I want to see the list. Oh, Duquesne. Here's Druckenmiller. So Stan Druckenmiller is now pretty much retired, and he just runs this family office. I don't know if it's just his money or I don't know, but I like his style because he keeps it really simple, and he of course bought a ton of Google, something called Coupang Inc. I think that's like an Amazon competitor in Southeast Asia. I want to say Expedia, Amazon, and Booking.com, which owns Priceline. He dumped GE, dumped Cummins, dumped Netflix, dumped Affirm Holdings, dumped some Microsoft. And I think Coupang, he really loaded the hell up on that thing. And he owns 14% of his portfolio of his, how big is his portfolio? $3.07 billion portfolio is in this thing. So he believes in it, but the stock hadn't been doing too good. Old Stan.
This is your favorite guy.
Yeah, I like him. Because he started from nothing. He worked in he started in some investment firm's office.
Like you, crying in a fucking bathroom about you losing your brother's money.
Yeah, he was crying in a bathroom, and they said, "Hey kid, you got something with these with these tears."
Same thing that happened to you. Someone walked in
Same
and
thing that
said,
happened to me.
Buck up. You could be the next Stan Druckenmiller.
Plus,
He
he's
said,
got a cool name, Druckenmiller.
Yeah, it's all right.
Reminds me of Fuddruckers.
Neither of those are that cool.
I mean, I don't think Fuddruckers is cool, but it's just that it makes me want to eat, I don't know, fudge or something. Druckenmiller. Aren't you hungry for fudge now?
No, man, you're always hungry.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm a grown
I'm not.
boy.
I ate right before.
I'm huge. Have you seen me?
You are huge.
Yeah.
For the audio only, he's a gigantic man.
Baker Brothers, these guys are famous. They're a biotech investment firm, so you can see all the stuff that they've got. I mean, if you're going to follow any kind of biotech, it's all a crapshoot because you never. I've seen so many biotech stocks open, they're just suddenly down 80% in a day, 90%, and just especially if it's so convoluted. These things, they're all on patents and like what do you call those trials from the FDA that you just never know. Leave it to the experts. But if you are so inclined, check out some of the things that some
You got to check out the Baker Bros.
They own. I don't even know what the hell these things are. Legend Biotech, Invitae. I know they do diagnostics, DNA diagnostic stuff. What else we got? I think that might be it. BlackRock. Who cares? Screw them. Brookshire Hathaway. Let's get into the real. What everybody really cares about is Papa Bernie. No, what's his name?
Warren?
Warren.
What?
I got him confused with
Bernie
Sanders.
Madoff?
No, Bernie Sanders. Could not be more opposite. Their Berkshire Hathaway is managing $293 billion, and they own just all the things that every company you've ever heard of, they got a little bit of.
Right.
He owns a ton. Damn.
6% of Apple, I think.
42% of their portfolio is in Apple.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because it pays a dividend, and he loves dividends. The whole thing with him is freaking dividends.
Bank of America.
American Express. Coca-Cola. This
dude is so boring.
Dude, he loves Coca-Cola.
Kraft Heinz.
Yeah. Oh, I love ketchup. man just subsides on ketchup and Coca-Cola. He bought Coca-Cola in like the 60s or the 70s when it was $1 a share, however much, and just kept buying it. And it pays a dividend, and guess what? He reinvests the dividend so that the shares keep rising, and he just makes more money off the dividends. Coca-Cola must pay this guy, I don't know, it's publicly available information, billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, and just in dividends off that sweet, sweet sugar water.
Good for him.
Good for him. He drinks a cherry Coke every day.
Damn, that must be the key to staying so...
Yeah. He's one of those annoying billionaires.
A disgusting old man.
Yeah, he goes to McDonald's. He drives himself to McDonald's.
Why is he an annoying billionaire?
Because he goes to McDonald's and pays an exact change with cash.
Jesus.
At McDonald's. Oh, I'll have a sausage McMuffin, and then he pays, it's $2.75. God, just, he's cool, he's fine, whatever. But don't do that. Do you know how annoying that is?
Let him have a little fun.
Is that fun, paying an exact change?
I mean, when you're telling me an annoying billionaire, I'm thinking of like Elon Musk. That's an annoying billionaire.
You know how much?
As far as a guy just using exact change at McDonald's, I say
it's
hey,
obnoxious.
Go absolutely
to
off.
me, that's like rubbing your nose in his big wet turd. Look how rich I am. I can pay for exact change.
But that doesn't.
I don't know how that tracks.
Yeah, that's not tracking, bud.
I read a thing that Warren Buffett guided Bill Gates years ago because they're like best friends.
That's how he got Bill Gates so rich?
Well, no. He advised Bill Gates to diversify his holdings because the majority of what he owned is Microsoft shares. And if Bill Gates had not listened to him and just held on to his Microsoft shares, he'd be worth like $900 billion now or something like that. Something insane. Instead of a meager 120 or 150, whatever he's at now.
That's the thing with these guys. I'm looking at it, it's like this guy's just got the most basic stock portfolio.
It works.
Maybe he doesn't know shit.
You know how much one share of Brookshire Hathaway goes for?
Yeah.
How much?
It's like $400,000.
430,000 per share, and that's because he's never done a split.
Explain what a split is.
A split is when you got, let's say you got one pizza, and there's no slices in it, and the pizza's worth, I don't know, $50, $100. The whole pizza's $100. Well, I'm gonna do a 10-for-1 split. So instead of just one big pizza, I'm gonna slice up 10 slices, and now each
slice is worth $10 now.
Yeah. So the overall value of the pie doesn't change, but each slice. So if I then do like a 2-for-1.
But let's say that pizza value keeps going up and up and up, and no one can afford a slice anymore.
Yeah, that's what happens with
now
Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
Look at that damn thing. Market cap is $631 billion. $425,386. I think in the 70s they were going for like $25 or something, 60s or 70s. So if you'd bought with him, and that's his whole thing, is he only wants people who are sticking around for the long haul. And that's why he didn't do any splits. But they did introduce, so this is Berkshire Hathaway Class A shares. They introduced Class B shares, I think in the early 90s, so that average people could afford to participate in this.
But you don't get to vote, probably.
I don't know anything about the voting rights, but it's, a couple $100, and those do split and have split before. So those are ones that the average lad can participate in. Amazon is another one. So, real fast, I just want to say companies do splits to make their stock more appealing because if it gets too expensive, they do a forward split.
It's not easy for a retail investor to just drop
to buy
a bunch on
one share.
$3,600.
Yeah.
Right.
They can also do what's called a reverse split, where if your stock gets too low, it can become equally unappealing to people because it's too cheap.
Right.
So they do a reverse split where instead of 10 slices, you cut it down to 5, and each slice is now worth more. It's the opposite thing. And typically, if you're in a stock that's about to do a reverse split, more often than not, the stock just keeps going down after that, just because it speaks to how weak.
If you get reverse split, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Ditch that toxic relationship.
That's
not coming
trillionaire
back.
mindset lesson.
Yeah. It works sometimes, though.
Can't wait till we
sometimes they come back.
Can't wait till we get tweets being like, "I did, and it fucking rocketed, dude. I freaking did after cum rocket. It's back up."
There was one that I was in a while ago called Lithium Americas Corp, LAC. They did a reverse split, and now it's doing fine. But
okay, so take that back. Don't take that advice.
Don't take any advice. Amazon doesn't do a split. Everybody wants them to do a split, but they won't. And that's partly because Jeff Bezos had the same philosophy as Warren Buffett. Why am I going to...
They've never done a split?
I think they have, but it's been a long time. And now it's like, 3,700 shares. Closing in on 3,700 per share. I'm sure it's up there right now as I speak. 36.65. Oh, having a little poll. How are we? Founder Jeffrey Bezos. Jeffrey Kisses. So funny that his last name means kisses in Spanish.
Does it?
Yes, Bezos.
Yeah, but it's spelled differently.
Yeah, but it's close enough.
You're just like throwing shit out today. Like,
yeah, I am. So what of it? It's time for Crypto Corner. Jeffrey Kisses doesn't own an NFT. Maybe he does, for all we know. 13. I'm spitting a lot over here too. You can't see it, but I'm just seeing it fly off of my dumb little.
Is it okay if before we do this, if I pee? I'm dying over here.
Yeah, go pee.
I'm so sorry.
There he goes. You know what? I'm gonna keep talking. We don't need to edit this out. Sometimes this is part of the action. This is part of what makes a podcast great. Is the real life stuff. Emil's in there, urine flowing from his bladder through his urethra into the toilet, splashing hitherto and theretofore. He's probably not going to wash his hands because he doesn't have time. His penis is clean. Staples Center changed their name to Crypto.com Center.
It's funny because that's the people we were talking about last week with Matt Damon, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And
I went and checked out the website. So apparently, as you can guess, it's a website where you can buy and sell crypto. Cool. They paid like $400 million, $700.
Yeah, but I think they're like just making a huge push to be the crypto.
Obviously.
Yeah. They're spending huge. They got the Matt Damon commercial. They got Staples Center. Will probably be. They also have their own coin.
They do.
CRO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone DM'd me and asked if they should sell their Crypto.com coin, and I said, I don't know.
They also have a
hold on to it. Why not? Who cares?
They also have a enticing credit card.
Oh, I saw that earns
Visa.
like 13%, up to 13% cash back.
You got to look at them because it's the like low one. I think you need like $200 in or something, and there's like 5 different tiers. If you want the cool black one with all of the stuff, I think you have to have like $400,000.
Wow. Oh yeah. Okay. So. Oh yeah. Whew. You got to stake $400,000 to earn 8%.
But you get a lot of shit. Look at this. You get fucking Spotify, Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Ooh, you get $15 a month covered. Ooh.
All right. No need to be a jerk. Honestly, we're talking perks.
Oh, you get a private jet partnership, whatever that means.
Okay, now he's excited.
I've always wanted to partner with a private jet.
Crypto.com making a huge push.
Making a big push.
Also, Crypto.com Arena is such trash. You should just said Crypto Arena or something. I don't know. Crypto.com Arena?
Well, I don't know.
You got to know it's them. Otherwise, it's just...
I think everybody's going to know.
Yeah, and they're saying they're going to integrate crypto into the stadium, I think.
They're probably going to have... Oh, they have to. It'd be really funny if they were... Like, no, cash only.
I just can't imagine...
They're going to have tickers, I'm sure, like a live ticker tape of the top 10 cryptos just constantly streaming during games.
And just, have you ever gone to buy a beer at a fucking event?
Sure.
You wait in line. Now you got people using all different types of crypto.
Oh, yeah. All we have to do is wait 10 minutes for this transaction to be verified by 35 different block.
Yeah. I mean,
Listen,
it happens
also
with cards sometimes. You ever have the guy who's like, I can take cash, people.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys who's ready. I will say this, just for all the crypto guys and gals out there, crypto bros. Listen, we're not hating on crypto. It's fine. I get it, okay? It's fun to we poop on everything here, all right?
No, I don't know what's going to happen.
Who knows?
This current iteration.
There is a valid a thing I saw that's a valid concern out there is that if the SEC decides to treat them as securities, and a security is a stock, for lack of a better word, and because for all intents and purposes, cryptos are securities, And if they were to start regulating them as such,
Right now they're super unregulated.
yeah, they would be required to post quarterly earnings and balance sheets and all that stuff. And there could be, I mean, my guess is that a lot of these crypto companies, and not companies, I don't know what the hell you'd call them, projects, would have a real hard time showing exactly what they're doing with all the cash that they've raised, if they still have any of it, how much debt they've got. Like, nobody has any idea. You just kind of take them at their word. Also, I might not know. I don't know. I'm sure someone's going to be like, you're an idiot. You're so stupid and ugly. And Ethereum is everything.
Guys, the crypto bros are getting to Ben, clearly.
They're out there. Speaking of crypto,
We're lukewarm on crypto.
I'm neutral to
I'm curious
bullish.
to see what's going to happen with it, other than just this like huge speculation.
Yeah, it's
thing.
Have you ever seen the creator of Ethereum?
No.
We have to.
Well, I've seen him, I think.
He looks like a video game. How do I phrase this? He looks like if you were in a video game and you came across like a mission where you had to talk to a nerd, and this is like, welcome to my
Vitalik Buterin.
His name is Vitalik Buterin, and this is a video from 2014 of him explaining. I just want you to hear a little bit of what he sounds like, explaining what Ethereum is.
In communication, we have the ability to create technologies that are decentralized, removing middlemen and allowing users to interact with each other directly through a global network. Decentralized applications have been...
Okay.
Decentralized applications.
This is the problem with all these. Like, it's funny when, with like all the billionaires being tech guys now, like these poor, they're all, not the most socially adept people.
Yeah.
And I feel so like, did you see Iceland like basically dunked on Mark Zuckerberg, the video?
No.
Oh, it's great. You should look it up. They did this basically come to Iceland thing. They basically made fun of the metaverse, like, because, Mark Zuckerberg is like going around being like, you can do this on the metaverse. And it's like, look at nature or something. And
yeah.
Iceland was basically like, had someone who looks kind of like Mark Zuckerberg do his weird intonations and like cadence, but
advertising for the real thing.
Iceland, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, all these guys, even Elon Musk, he's not a very like, there's no charisma. It's this like,
yeah. Well, you got to be a
stilted.
You got to be a certain type of freak.
Yeah.
To be able to. And what's funny is even in watching, we're not going to play the whole thing because why would we? It's three more minutes of this. But he goes on to explain what it is, and I'm listening to this thinking, okay, I'm a smart person. I'm capable of understanding what he's talking about. But then he just says like, these are smart contracts that enable people to have contracts, and it's like, what kind of contract? An option contract? An actual like, hey, I'm gonna buy this house from you, and it's like, why does that need to be on the blockchain? Will someone please explain to me why that needs to exist on the blockchain? We've gotten through everything just fine until then, and up till now. I can go buy a house and have it be notarized, and a lawyer.
Well,
goes
actually,
over.
that's not that. I disagree.
Shut up.
No, like part of a huge problem with the financial crash of 2008, with the bankruptcies and foreclosures and everything.
Yeah.
The tracking of mortgages was an absolute fucking mess. You should read.
Me look like an idiot.
Well, no. Well, I'm sorry, but like,
I feel like
there is a lot of good tech here, and
sure.
You should.
Wow, look at you.
Well, there's a great book called Chain of Title by David Dayan, and he goes through. Basically, it's like these three people figured out that. Christ, I haven't read it, but it's like. Basically, these mortgages were traded between so many different people. People would get a mortgage with Chase, get a mortgage with Bank of America, get a mortgage with who, and then all of a sudden they're getting foreclosed on by some like companies they never even heard of, and then
the mortgages got pawned off to a third party or something.
So many times and resold. They were, dude. It's this insane mess. There's no way to track it, and even the only. Courts were still throwing out the cases, but they were getting a little jammed up because people started wising up and going, you guys got to find my deed. Like, these people, I never had any dealings with these people.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, you guys are saying they're foreclosing on my house.
Ethereum solved this.
And so it was a complete mess. No, but there is a utility to having a public and accessible permanent record
totally
of... your deed and mortgage.
And then the other thing that Ethereum apparently does that he explains that I kind of get is it's things can be built on it, like things that are. It's almost, I guess, akin to it being its own programming language or something, where you can build applications and whatnot on there. What is this old Letterman clip?
Oh, well, that's just, when we talk about crypto and stuff, it's like we don't know exactly where it's going, and we wanted to talk about NFTs a little bit, but we could play it. It's basically a lot of people. It sums up like all of this new tech and stuff feels fucking silly in the beginning, right? And so this is Bill Gates talking about the internet on Letterman. It's only
on Letterman from like 1990.
1995, I think. It's like, so you could just play it. It's like 40 seconds.
A couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell?
It's so true, Dave.
But honestly, at 1995, it probably seemed fucking so stupid to listen to.
And look at how patient Bill Gates is.
It probably seemed so stupid to listen to a baseball game on your computer in 1995.
Well, and then here, keep playing.
The difference.
But you can listen to the baseball game whenever you want.
All right.
Too.
Oh, I see. So it's stored in one of your memory deals,
Exactly.
and then you can come
That's
back
the
a year
RAM
later.
thing you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Do tape recorders ring a bell?
You get it.
Oh man.
But that's the thing. Like, no one can really see what's coming. There's a lot of good tech here. I mean, we wanted to talk about NFTs a little bit.
Yeah. Can you explain to me what an NFT is?
Yeah, I think people try to like just because it is complicated when you start getting into the tech and everything. But
it exhausts.
You could simplify it. It's like, so I mean, you have to understand what the blockchain is, which is just a decentralized peer-to-peer network that's basically a database.
Yeah.
And it's public and anyone can access it. It's permanent. It keeps record of every transaction that ever happened on that blockchain. It's obviously way more complicated than that, but all you need to know is it's this database.
Okay.
It's a way of keeping records. And then NFTs, I think they started with Ethereum.
On the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah. And they, it stands for, you know what it stands for? Non-fungible token. Honestly, the best way to understand it, do you know what fungible means?
Yeah, you can touch it. This cup of water is so fungible.
Tangible.
Oops. Okay. No, I don't know what fungible means. Yeah.
Okay, so fungible, it just means you can, look, I have 2 pennies right here. These are fungible because if I gave you one of these pennies and you owed me a penny, you could give me a different penny back, right? Because they're fungible. They're exchangeable.
Oh, yeah, they're exchangeable.
Right?
Sure.
It doesn't matter if you give me back the same penny.
Yeah.
Non-fungible
just means
the exact opposite. Right.
Yeah,
you can't exchange it for something.
Right.
And so
good explanation.
Thanks.
And it's a way to commoditize anything.
Kind of, but so the non-fungible token is this unique
digital
ownership
signature.
right, basically, that will get recorded on the blockchain, and it will show that you own it. And it's always available, the record of who owns it. And NFTs are getting a lot of. They've become kind of like a punchline, right?
Yeah,
like
because people,
joke.
Much like David Letterman, people will say, "Oh, I'm just going to right-click and save it," and it's
right.
Like, yeah, but that.
But it is a little silly right now, right?
Yes.
Like it wouldn't be so silly. They're very like a lot of them can be very expensive.
Yeah, that's what annoys me.
But honestly, I think there is some like exciting aspects of it, like the ability to build in royalties, like so when an artist makes one.
Oh, you mean like a dividend?
Yeah, but this is
I know I'm being David Letterman in this case.
Oh, right,
I'm being an idiot.
But like,
yeah, there's royalties involved because like Gary Vee did one where he.
But now it can be forever, right? Yeah. Like, you ever buy used books? I buy a lot of used books. Sure. When I buy a used book on like thrift books or whatever, Kurt Vonnegut doesn't see any of that money or his
publishing
his estate, right? They don't even know it got sold. But now you can put on that non-fungible token forever. It'll recognize who the artist is, and they can get a little portion of the proceeds huge. Every time.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
One thing about NFTs that I think is annoying on both sides, both the haters and the people who are the maximalists, is that we're still in such early stages that, yeah, there is obviously a lot of excess out there. And I think a lot of these things getting bid to high heaven is a product of wash sales, meaning people like out there with multiple wallets just trading with themselves to create the illusion of high prices and demand when there really isn't. It's all artificial. And I think, frankly, a lot of boredom. A lot of people are just like addicts, and this is a form of gambling for them, and they just enjoy the thrill of buying a new thing. They're just collectors.
I think there's a little bit of
wrong with that. But then the haters too are being ridiculous and reductive to just say, "Oh, it's just a picture. I'm gonna right click save. I own it." No, you don't.
Right. To say it's just a picture is wrong. But yeah, there is like, we were talking briefly about the NFT.New York NYC, the
Bored Ape.
Well, it's not just Bored Ape. I think it's all.
Oh yeah.
It's all NFT people. But yes, the Bored Ape Yacht Club was like a big.
It was a big NFT party.
Yeah, people might have
in
seen
New York.
Stuff online. There was in New York like 5,000 or more NFT bros descended on New York and had weird little parties. But I mean, it's gotten crazy. These guys. So yeah, the Bored Ape Yacht Club is basically a club that you have to buy one of the NFTs of these weird apes to be in it. And then you get to go to these parties and stuff. But they had like...
I wouldn't want to go to one of those parties.
Well, okay, so...
It'd be insufferable.
Yeah, but on paper, like there was like Aziz Ansari, Chris Rock, The Strokes played. Like, it was crazy. But then cool. I looked at some of the pictures and stuff, and it's just like kind of a bunch of weird dudes milling around.
Yeah, of course it is.
There's one.
Looking at their phone?
Like, so you hear exclusive party, and you're like, damn, that sounds sick. But then it's just kind of like a bunch of dudes being awkward around each other.
It's like the first time you hear someone say... memes in real life, like that moment when
right.
That feel what like it doesn't. Some things just don't translate to real life.
But then there was
sort of.
We want to talk about Gary Vee a little bit with his.
Yeah, we'll touch on that. He created a series of NFTs wherein he receives a royalty. On which he thereafter, after he hand drew these things.
Yeah, but so this one is one that feels a little off. So he already had V Friends, which was I guess almost his kind of Bored Ape Yacht Club, where it's like Gary Vee fans. Which already, what is that?
Yeah,
it's just the guy who enjoys Gary Vee. Can be a part of his. Sorry to anyone who is a Gary Vee fan. I don't.
V head,
but. It's like, yeah, you could be in on V Friends. It's his little club.
Yeah.
And he felt bad for people who couldn't get... This is his story. He said he felt bad for people who couldn't get in on the V Friends. So he created an opportunity with his new book coming out. If you bought a dozen copies of his book, like 12 and a half Ways to Be a Fucking Idiot, you get to... No, I don't know what the book's... It's 12 and a half... It's 12 and a half somethings. And... So if you bought 12 of his NFTs...
His books.
Oh, no, 12 of his books, yeah, you get an NFT.
That he hand drew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they digitized.
Fucking dummy on this
Of course
thing.
they did.
One guy bought $25,000 worth of books.
He's probably made 10.
I know, he's probably going to... Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we have a video of him making one of the NFTs. So, I mean, this is... oh, yeah, here you have Honorable Ohm.
Honorable Ohm is the one that we're looking at. This token is collectible. It lives on the Ethereum blockchain. It's literally just a crappy doodle that he does.
Yeah, so I mean, that's
a video of him. He's got a Sharpie and just like white printer paper, and he's just drawing this little snake thing. It looks like something that a child drew, and then he titles it something.
Is Gary Vee just like super kind of like twee?
I don't know what his deal is.
He said like he likes to draw things with like, because they all have these adjectives of like, it'll be like,
and it sold. This one sold for $44,000.
Honest elephant or something. And he's like, it's just like I like to sell things that people can aspire to.
There's so much to unpack with Gary Vee. He's probably got a lot of trauma.
So
21. Yeah, the current price for the Honorable Ohm is $21,000. $121,000. $121,000.
Yeah.
Good for.
It's so it's. I do feel caught in the middle because I can see how this tech would.
It's mania. This is a form of mania.
Would have like awesome benefits and could be used in really cool ways, but then you see this stuff and it's like, oh, you guys are talking about Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here, right?
Yeah, it's basically Beanie Babies. So, Emil, before we wrap up, I wanted to bring up the options thing that I mentioned earlier, how they're just totally out of control.
Right.
And they are
And this is in reference to us talking about, why we won't have a correction.
I mean, I'm not saying that we won't. Like
No,
Morgan,
I'm just for the list. That was a while ago.
So there's this thing from zerohedge.com, and if you're a newbie out here, don't get too suckered into the Zero Hedge, because this guy's a maniac perma-bear who thinks that you look at this guy's website and you would swear that society is going to face imminent collapse, and he's been doing this for like 15 years. But he goes by the pen name Tyler Durden. That tells you everything you need to know. So there was $904 billion in total option notional volumes. That means that 904 notional means how much it actually controls. So if you have one option contract that costs $100, that's how much the contract costs, but the amount that it technically controls is what's the notional volume, right?
Okay.
Because each option contract controls 100 shares, so you're technically in control of significantly more money. And as of Friday, November 5th, there was $904 billion in total option notional volume, which is a record. And what is this? The single stock optional notional volume now exceeds single stock shares notional. So the derivatives of the actual thing is worth more than the thing itself. The options are worth more than the stocks that they control, which is just absolutely bananas.
Right.
So,
all these contracts out there are worth more.
And they're all like
than just
super short-term contracts that expire within just a few days. It's gambling like the market has never seen before. So if we scroll down just a little bit on this, there's a few highlights. What?
Never mind.
Do we have what?
No, I was curious because you were talking about how little an impact that stuff had, decades ago. I was curious because we have a bit of a short term, but I would be curious to see.
So on Monday, October 25th, $657 billion in notional volume trade on Tesla alone. That's how much. 657 billion. That's so insane. That's so much effing money just in options contracts and how much they control. And then the next, it was just a week of records. Tuesday, the 26th of October was the single stock option notional trade, the largest on a Tuesday, then on a Wednesday. Let's see. What the biggest one though was on Thursday, November 4th. This Goldman Sachs derivatives guy, this guy named Rocky Fishman, cool name, Rocky Fishman.
That's cool.
He did an
Druckenmiller?
in-depth analysis on the recent record option volumes in the form of a Q&A, which assesses the impact of these growing volumes, which culminated with a record 2.6 trillion notional volume in options traded on November 5th. That's indexes and stocks combined, and it's absolutely insane. So there was just he makes the following findings. If we scroll down just a little bit, I wanted to, just basically the summary here is that a lot of this is short-term options trading. The majority is being done by retail, small investors like you or me. It's insane. What does it mean? Who knows? It just means that there's a lot, exponentially more people both in the market and playing options than ever before. I think
in the last year or 2 years or something like that, it's like there have been 10 million people who have joined like Robinhood and online trading apps.
And Michael Burry and people like him think that that's indicative of a top in the market because but that's just them being guardians, I think, being like, no, you can't. It's only the professionals that can do this, and you're wrong. And it's like, well, now more than ever, there's information available for people to make informed decisions. They're still gambling, but they still know more and have access to more than ever before. So why can't they do it? Like, we don't need you, Michael Burry. You've been wrong so many times, you big dork.
Yeah, but he was right once.
He was right one big time and multiple times since then. Anyway, I just wanted to share that real fast because I thought it was fascinating. Be careful out there, folks. Leave a comment, please. Subscribe if you haven't. If you've made it this far, smash that like button. Kill your
Watch-
parents.
Get on all socials. Trillionaire Pod.
Yeah.
I am gonna have to do a dance. I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, because we're about to hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, and you're
Yeah.
going to do a dance.
Follow us on stuff.
Yeah, follow us individually if you so choose. We love you very much. We appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks for everything.
And share this video with 10 of your closest family members.
Bye.
Bye. 10 of your closest.